Hello, Professor Moneypig Trading, November 19, 2022. We're going to talk about U.S. marijuana legalization and related investment opportunities. And this is the first video. We're going to talk about legalization progress. And this is an asset class that's been underlooked. I know most of the retail, those assets are mostly held by retail traders, not institute money. We're going to talk about why in the next video. But basically, we just talk about investment opportunities. We're not here to support any party. Please don't leave any emotional comments down below. And also, just really quick disclaimer, we're not financial advisors. Please invest at your own risks. We're currently holding some marijuana related stocks like TLRY CGC, their stocks and loan co-options. And if marijuana is not legal where you're located, we do not encourage any use, growth, or sales of marijuana. Please consult your local attorneys for any related questions. So back to 10 years ago, 2012, Colorado and Washington are the first U.S. states to legalize recreational marijuana. And that was a big movement back to 10 years ago. And back to those days, marijuana stock was actually the first meme stocks. It moves up so much and was invested in those penny stocks. For example, ERBB is one of the marijuana penny stocks. Back to October 2012, actually moved out 47 cents all the way to February next year, about $9. So it's up about 20,000, 2,000%, 2,500%. And I was investing in marijuana stock, and that's where I started paying attention to the industry, and it did make some nice profits. I do think this is a potential big investment opportunity on the horizon, and that's where we're making this video right now. So next step is our northern neighbor, Canada. 2018, they actually fully legalized marijuana. It was a big movement, caused a lot of those stocks like CGC, Tilray, Canadian-based marijuana stock to move out quite a bit. And as of now, 2022, there are 20 states in the United States where marijuana is completely legalized, as highlighted in dark blue, leaving 4 states highlighted in orange that are not legal. Any other states are either in between. They either legalize medical marijuana or just allow CBD usages. And at the federal level, currently marijuana is still not legalized. And that actually creates a lot of problems we're going to talk about here. First, it's inconsistent laws between the states and federal governments. If you're living in states like California, where you're using marijuana and you accidentally bring whatever marijuana you have across to the states that's not legalized, you might get arrested. Or California is legalized, but then you take marijuana to the fly where you get caught out by TSA, which is at the federal level, you are going to get big troubles too. So just a lot of law problem, a lot of confusion, cause a lot of kind of tragedies among the society. So a lot of debates there. We don't want to go into too deep here. The second and third other thing we're going to dive into here is first, the marijuana industry cannot deposit their money into the U.S. banking system. That creates a big problem that they have to operate in cash, and that make them the big target for armed robbery. In California, where I live, for example, you see all those marijuana stores that are really interesting. They have a shiny lights to catch your attention, but all their windows and doors are heavily barred, and they have like armored vehicles to pick up the cash every day. So just a lot of inconvenience and very costly to move their money. And not to mention, a lot of them want to grow in scale. They need to do mortgages or investment to further grow their companies and business. They just don't have access to the mortgage system in the U.S. banking system. So it's making them very difficult. The other thing is medical marijuana cannot be provided to patients at a federal level. At the many state level medical system like California, it has been provided to patients with mental issues or epilepsy to relieve their symptom. To the veterans, right now a lot of veterans have PTSD. Has been scientifically proven that might help, but couldn't be provided to those veterans. And also a lot of academia and research, university cannot just research medical marijuana effectively because it's considered as a class 1 controlled substance. And also marijuana-related crime have been largely happening in minorities and immigrants, so it's considered as social injustice by Democrats. So those are the 5 biggest problems, but again, we're not here to support or not to support marijuana legalization. For example, this week I was driving in California, and a motorcyclist passed by me with 100 miles per hour speed, probably with white smoke out of his helmet, and I can smell marijuana right away, right? It's a big problem. It's driving under influence DUI, and I still don't think the local authorities are really having an effective way to call that marijuana related DUI, which can cause a lot of public hazard, right? So or danger. So just a lot of things here to debate, but again, we're here just to talk about investment opportunity. So the next level question you might ask is, okay, why marijuana hasn't been fully legalized at federal level, especially now Democrats fully control the Congress, right? So a little history here. 2013, 2017, even though there's a lot of local states trying to legalize marijuana, but Democrats didn't fully control the Congress. 2017 and 2019, GOP fully controlled the Congress. Some more right-wing GOP disagreed on marijuana legalization, but some more neutral left-wing GOP, people in the middle, actually do support marijuana legalization, or at least the Marijuana Banking Act. So there's actually a wide both-party support over here based on a lot of polls and even election results too, right? A lot of so-called red states actually do support and do legalize marijuana as well. 2019 to 2021, what happened is Democrats didn't control the Congress, but now, since Biden administration, 2021 to until now, Democrats do fully control the Congress. So a lot of questions have been, or frustration have been put out there on social media, like why it hasn't happened, right? The next thing we have to remember is people still kind of debating on marijuana legalization, like I mentioned, even just inside the Democratic Party, which is more marijuana legalization friendly. But both, like I said, GOP and Democrats do support marijuana banking act. So this should at least happen in a Democratic fully controlled Congress. What happened is more left-wing Democrats, like Democrats Senate Majority Leader Schumer, he is one of the key reasons that all this banking acts hasn't been approved or legalized or passed. It's because they think right now marijuana is not legalized at the federal level. That doesn't bring a lot of social justice because minorities still get hurt, immigrants still get hurt. So without the federal level legalization, we are not going to pass the Marijuana Banking Act, even though we control the Senate or the House. And when I say we, I mean Democrats, right? So that's why there's a lot of frustration coming in. Like after a year and a half, Democrats fully control the Senate and the House. Nothing still hasn't really happened. However, something really big news for the industry happened back to October this year is the Biden's marijuana pardon. That does bring, so basically what happened is Biden pardoned those kind of so-called minor offense, like people just hold marijuana. Before the pardoning happened, they will be pardoned. So that kind of gave people on the left wing inside the Democrats a little like, okay, answer, like, okay, now our party, the Democratic Party, resolved this social injustice where marijuana-related crimes largely happen in minorities, right? So after this happened, the Senate Majority Leader Schumer quickly passed Medical Marijuana Research Act this week, which is a really big movement for the industry. Now, potentially on the federal level, medical marijuana can be provided to patients, and also a lot of academic and university can start to research it without, very strict restriction. Of course, there are still restrictions, but not as strict. So a lot of things being fulfilled, a lot of elements. So right now, Schumer did tweet about like we're actively talking and collaborating with GOP's Senates and also other Democrats trying to get this medical marijuana legalization passed during the lame duck session, which is from now to January 3rd, 2023. And don't forget, we just finished the midterm election. We do know that Democrats lost the control of the House. And so after the next term started at January 3rd, 2023, Democrats won't control the House, while Democrats will still control the Senate and the White House at the moment. But that will make them really hard to pass more, extreme legalization like this marijuana legalization after January 3rd, 2023. So right now, we believe Democrats do have a really strong motivations to pass either federal marijuana legalization, but we do think it's a little hard since even the Democrats themselves have concerns. But at least we think both parties support the Marijuana Banking Safe Plus Act that right now is very likely to get passed before or on January 3rd, 2023. Because it's really now or several years later, because if they don't fully control the Congress, then this kind of acts or legalization will be really hard to pass, right? So we do think in the past decade, we don't really see such a good opportunity for marijuana banking at least to get passed, if not the federal level marijuana legalization. So if that Marijuana Banking Act get passed, again, the industry will now be able to deposit their cash into the banking system. The US marijuana stock companies, their stocks can be listed in NASDAQ exchange. Institute money could start to come in to invest into those stocks. And also they could start to do mortgage more efficiently to grow their business and scale. So all this factor together could, again, create a large upside for those marijuana stocks. So we do think that could be a potential investment opportunity. We have a very small Twitter poll, and we'll provide a link down below. Feel free to vote on it. Basically, we're asking people that if Marijuana Safe Banking Act can be passed during the lame duck session, which is until January 3rd next year. And so far, it's not a big poll, but at least looks like about 76% of people agree that this will be passed. So, and that kind of follow the other polls that we got from Gallup or any other sources. So we do, again, think this could be a really big trading opportunity here. So next video, we'll talk about other marijuana stock vehicles. If you're interested in Discord community, feel free to check us out at www.moneypigtrading.com, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or Moneypig Trading. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.